Hi everybody, if you don't know me already, my name is Kaylee. I'm a gut health nutrition coach and I help people to overcome their chronic gut and digestive issues using the principles of ancestral nutrition as well as some other holistic health principles. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I got healthy regular cycles back after 2.5 years of amenorrhea, which is not having a period. So basically, as a teenager, I lost my period for 2.5 years to the date exactly. So my last cycle before I lost it started February 16th, and then 2.5 years later on August 16th, I got it back. So I thought that was pretty trippy that it was 2.5 years to the day. But anyway, during that time when I first lost it, I was like, oh, that's weird. I missed it this month. I also missed it this one, and it started to grow, and I was young and I was like a little worried. So I remember looking up on my phone, is it normal to not have a period for 5 months? And then that number slowly growing. Is it normal to not have a period for 7 months? Is it normal to not have a period for a year, 2 years? And it grew for a long time, and I didn't really know why I wasn't having it. I did go to the doctor. They took my blood work. They said everything's normal. It was not normal, but that's what they said. Anyway, they said that. I went to the gynecologist and she said, basically, I don't want to put you on birth control, but if it doesn't come back, that's an option later. I was really lucky. Most will shove birth control right at you, even though it's horrible for you and will not fix your cycle. It won't bring a real cycle back for you. But anyway, that's kind of beside the point of this video. Yeah, the doctors also said to try more fat, like eating more fat, which is pretty cool. They don't normally tell you dietary things, so that is pretty cool. I also tried having like black sesame seeds and drinking aloe juice, and that just really didn't help. But there's one thing, it's really mainly one thing for me that totally changed everything. And a month after I implemented this, I got my period back. I got regular cycles. Pretty much since then, I've had 25 to 30 day cycles all the time. They're very regular. It's not too heavy, it's not too light, it's just right. I get very, very little PMS or cramping or anything like that. So really, once I got it back, I got normal, healthy cycles back. And this one tip really is a life changer. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you what that tip is, what allowed me to get my cycles back so quickly and, get them all healthy and normal too. And then I'm also going to be covering the most common root causes for amenorrhea. So I'm going to be explaining beyond just what my cause was, what other people's causes can be as well. And then I'm just going to be talking about how you can get regular healthy periods back. Before I get too far into this video, I do want to let you guys know I have a couple of spaces open in my program right now, Ancestral Gut Healing. This is a program where I help you to heal your gut issues, heal any kind of symptoms that are related to your gut. So that means hormonal issues. I've worked with a lot of women that had period pain, bad PMS, irregular cycles, and helped them to heal that through this too. So if you have any gut issues or hormonal issues and you're looking for more help at getting to the root cause of that and healing it through diet and lifestyle, then stick around till the end and I'll talk more about what I offer with my program. But anyway, so back to the topic. I healed by reintroducing eggs and dairy after being vegan. So I was not vegan when I lost my cycle. I had just lost a little bit of weight. So I was about 127, 129 maybe when I was 12. And then I dropped down to 115 in, I think, a few months. Mostly combination gut issues got worse. I started to develop an eating disorder. I was stressed. I was eating foods that I thought were healthy that were just making my gut worse and worse and worse. And I thought that being vegan meant you were healthy, so I was going closer and closer in that direction and not having many animal foods at all. That's where I was at when I lost it. So I really lost it from stress, losing weight quickly, being too underweight. I had a lot of nutrient deficiencies. I was not eating a nutrient-rich diet. I had a lot of plants in my diet and like no animal foods. And because I wasn't getting those nutrients, because I was stressed, my hormones were really low too. So that's why I lost it. But over the course of that time, I went full vegan. And you really need cholesterol in your diet. You can synthesize some, you can make some, but we thrive having some cholesterol in our diet because it's the basis for our sex hormones like estrogen and progesterone and testosterone. So I think that I was really cholesterol deficient because, no joke, I decided I wasn't going to be vegan anymore. Basically, it was just my health was suffering, and my stepmom helped me to see that this is not a good path for me, and that I could still eat eggs and dairy and just get them from a good farm, so the animals really weren't suffering at all, and I would be able to be healthier. So when I made that decision, and I started eating cheese, and I started eating dairy, and I started eating a lot of it because it was really good and I had really missed it because I always loved that. It literally only took a month until I had my period again. So, you know, I'm not saying it's necessarily that quick for everyone, but that was exactly what I needed to have those regular cycles again. So don't underestimate the power of animal foods and animal fats. They are so nutritious. And I did this becoming vegetarian. Like, I wasn't even back to eating a bunch of meat. I wasn't even back to my, very animal food centered diet that I eat now. This was just even eggs and dairy made that much of an impact for me. And I hadn't really made any other changes. That was like a huge change. Oh, I had actually regained the lost weight, and I started weightlifting. So I put on muscle, and I was actually probably about 140 pounds, 145 pounds at that point. But that had happened months before this. I had gotten back to a healthy weight, probably it was gradual up to there. So I'd probably been a healthy weight for a year or something. And it was this, adding the animal foods, that really made the difference. So that was my experience. That's what helped me. But I want to talk a little bit more about some of these other causes and some other angles for getting your cycle back if you don't have it right now. So stress is a huge, huge root cause. We have to remember that our cycles are our reproductive cycle, actually, or system, is one of the last priorities for our body. So if we are stressed, if we're limited on nutrients, that's the one that's going to suffer first a lot of the time. Not everyone is this way, but it's very, very common. So our body's going to prioritize using nutrients for our heart to beat, for our veins to pump blood, for our heart to pump the blood, for our lungs to function, for our organs to function, and then, our bones and our muscles. And then the reproductive system is going to be last priority. Also, skin, hair, and nails are very low priority. So if you have brittle nails, if your hair is thinning, falling out more, brittle, not growing as fast, if you have skin issues, this can all happen when you're not getting enough nutrients or you're too stressed. So yeah, when we're short on those nutrients, our bodies oftentimes won't make as many hormones, especially if we don't have enough cholesterol. Then you're not going to have as many hormones, and your cycle can start to suffer. You can start to skip cycles, start to run into issues there. And you just don't have the nutrients to be able to do that. And then also, as women, our reproductive cycle is synced to making a baby and carrying the baby and birthing the baby and then nursing, and all of that takes so many nutrients. So if we don't have enough nutrients for ourselves, we really don't have enough nutrients to grow and nurture a second life in there, So this is also kind of like a safety thing, our body kind of shuts it off so that we, wait until we have enough nutrients to have a kid. So, so if you are nutrient deficient, that's going to be another huge cause. And then with the stress, when you're stressed, that can deplete nutrients. It can make you go through nutrients a lot quicker. And so that's one way that can impact that. But stress just totally has a horrible impact on your body if you're chronically stressed. So that is absolutely one. If you are underweight, it can affect your hormones. So that's a huge thing. And yeah, if you're underweight, it's going to be really common to lose your cycle. And then also, this is really common in athletes, extreme athletes, I should say. So if you are, into a more extreme sport, if you use a lot of energy in your training, then that can absolutely be a reason for losing your cycle. Okay. So how do you get those healthy regular cycles back? So obviously you kind of have to do the opposite of these root causes. So managing stress is going to be super, super important. I will say I was a very stressed out person when I did not have a cycle. So yeah, if you are looking for more tips with managing stress, I actually have a video on my top 5 tips to overcome chronic stress and to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. So I'll link that one up above if you want to check it out and get more practical tips on how you can actually manage stress. So then also, if you're underweight, then you're going to want to gain weight. Now, I know this can sound scary, but it can be slow, it can be small, and you can do it in a very healthy way. I just made a video last week on the 4 keys to gaining healthy weight that looks and feels good. So I will link that one above if you want to check it out. Yes, this can be, 5 pounds. This can be some muscle, some fat. Like, it doesn't have to be a lot, but it will benefit you to not be an extremely low body fat percentage as a woman for your cycle and your hormonal health. So then you also want to get all your nutrients in. Now that could be a whole hour or 2 video on how to do that, but for the gist of it, just the shorthand, eating a lot of animal foods, eating nose to tail animal foods, more animal based, that will do a ton if you're getting your liver and your bone broth in there. Eggs, meat, fruit, that's going to be excellent. You can have other foods too, but I would just encourage you to kind of center your diet around those things and make sure you get those foods in first. Seafood and dairy are super nutrient rich too. And then you want to support your hormonal health. So a lot of the things I talked about, like getting nutrients in and managing stress, are going to support your hormonal health. But if you want more tips on how to balance your hormones and have those healthy cycles, I have a video on 10 tips to balance your hormones and cycle naturally. So I'll link that one up above too. So I hope that gave you some insight on what you can do if you currently are not having a period and wanting to get that back and wanting to have a healthy menstrual cycle again. I hope you have some things you can do now, and I hope it comes back soon for you. And then, like I mentioned at the beginning, I do have some spots open in my program right now. So basically, I work with people to heal their chronic gut issues at the root. Sometimes this is hormonal issues like what I'm talking about in this video. Sometimes people are dealing with constipation or diarrhea or abdominal pain or Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis or autoimmune diseases, skin issues. There's kind of a variety of things, but pretty much if you have those chronic gut issues, I help you to figure out what the root causes are. Then I give you a proven roadmap to heal your gut. This roadmap has helped dozens of my clients to heal in pretty much an average of 3 months. Some take a little bit longer and some are healed in 2 months. So this really does work. And then I also give you a personalized strategy and action plan for your specific symptoms so that you can heal those at the root. And also this strategy will be centered around achieving your health goals. So if you have health goals beyond just healing, but if you want to gain weight, if you want to lose weight, if you want to be a better athlete, we can work all of that into your plan. And then we also make it work for your lifestyle. If you are a busy mom, if you work long hours, if you have, anything like that going on, we can make this plan actually work for your lifestyle, because if you can't stick to it, that's not going to be very helpful. So I also give you gut health and nutrition education so that you can really learn why I recommend what I recommend and have that knowledge for yourself on understanding how your body works, what got thrown off, and exactly how you can fix it. And then you get accountability check-ins to help you stay on track and just navigate any of those roadblocks that come up along the way on your health journey. And you get support and guidance through coaching calls. There's group coaching calls, one-on-one coaching calls, and then you can message me anytime too. So this program really is designed to give you everything you need to heal your gut issues at the root and be symptom-free in as little as 3 months. So if that's something you're interested in, you want to hear more about how this could help you with your specific issues and your health goals, then I'll leave a link down below and you can book a call with me, and I'd be happy to share more about my program and answer any questions that you have. So yeah, I hope to talk to you soon. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider liking it, commenting, subscribing, sharing, anything like that. I appreciate a lot. And I will see you next time.